Salam Sejahtera and welcome to this special episode in collaboration with Astro Supersports #MyRedRivals. Okay, Manchester United fans, Liverpool fans, okay, get on Twitter right now, okay, share a tweet and show your support for your beloved clubs, okay? If you are supporting the biggest, the greatest, the best football club in the history of the English Premier League, Manchester United, use #UndiUnited. Okay, on the other hand, if you prefer a more watered down, so Petaling Street version of a great football club, all right, use #KasihKop. Okay, so the winner, all right, with the most hashtag, okay, which will be selected tomorrow on the 18th of April, will get to meet a legend of their club virtually. All right, so guys, get on Twitter right now and start tweeting away. Okay, if you need any more information, all right, check the description for more information. All right, so tonight, I get to be the non-biased Tuan Pengerusi. Okay, I'll try my best to stay non-biased. Okay, so I have to be neutral, guys. Okay, I will try to be neutral. Okay, so representing the Red Devils, okay, we have one of the most passionate Manchester United fan, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer fan also. Okay, we got Pija. Okay, and also we have Mr. No BS, Mr. Facts, Mr. I don't love Harry Maguire that much. We got Raj. Okay, and on the other side, okay, we have representing the flops. I mean the Kops. Okay, we have one of our good friends. Okay, from the Plot Malaysia. All right, this guy, he's the not the cool half of the Plot Malaysia, because he's
the better half.
The wrong.
Better half.
No, not really the better half, because you're supporting the wrong team, brother. All right, but anyway, welcome Hari. Okay, and also lastly, last but not least, we have Robbie Fowler's #1 fan. Okay, Mr. You Never Walk Alone, Mr. Guitar Man, we have Syam. But bro, malam ni tak main gitar, tak nyanyi lagu ah. Tak nyanyi lagu. Okay, so to kick things off, all right, let me start with Hari first lah. All right, Hari. So welcome to the show. Okay, what's your feeling? Okay, as a Liverpool fan, okay, having defeated City yesterday in the FA Cup semi-finals, all right, going into the game against Manchester United this Wednesday morning.
Oh, wow. Let me start off. I mean, thanks for having me on the show, but let me start off with a quick chant. I know it's a chant that's doing the rounds in Anfield. It's a chant that's doing the round in the Wembley yesterday. It was doing the rounds at Wembley yesterday. It's the best chant right now, they say, in football history. Sham, you might be familiar with it, but Jurgen said to me, we'll win the Premier League, he said so.
We're running. I mean,
I'm in love with him, man.
We gotta keep to a schedule, We gotta keep to a schedule.
Ram, can I sing another chant that is?
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Viva Ronaldo!
Viva Ronaldo! Running down the wing, make United sing. Viva Ronaldo! Did you guys see the free kick yesterday? Oh my God, masterpiece, man! Okay, so Hari, go ahead, Hari.
Okay, so I mean, just want to start off with that, because obviously that was doing the rounds yesterday. I mean, talk about yesterday's game. What a game, man! I think we went into it the slight favorites yesterday, actually, because of the team. We were able to rest a lot of players during the Benfica match. And I think City played a full squad, and they got pushed around and thrown around the place by Atletico Madrid, quite literally. So I knew it was going to take a toll on them. They had a couple of injuries, but at the same time, Pep rested a lot of his backline, and the good thing is we took advantage of that. In the first half, I thought we were absolutely brilliant. One of the best halves that Liverpool has played under Jurgen Klopp. Sadio Mane was to the fore, and we punished them, basically. So great result. We're into the final. The quadruple dream is still alive, but the main thing is we've ended City's treble dream already. And I mean, going into the game, we're full of confidence, man. We're on fire. We're unbeaten in the last, I think, 12 or 13 games across all competitions. And the best part is we've got a fully fit squad. I think it's the first time under Jurgen Klopp tenure that we've got a fully fit squad going into the final stretch of the season. We've got 5 attackers who are probably the best 5 attackers in the league, and we're able to rotate those 5 as well. So very confident. And to be honest, I think it's going to be a walk in the park. I mean, it's never that easy against United, and I don't want to jump to conclusions. But I genuinely feel this time around that we've got the firepower. And I before the game started yesterday, I caught a bit of the United game line. And to be honest, looking at that and the quality between the other 2 teams that were in that FA Cup semi-final, if we are put on our A game, I don't think you guys stand any chance. So very, very confident going into the match. Never been as confident. Let me just add, never been as confident going into a match.
That's all from Hari tonight.
Yeah.
Okay, Syam, the next question to you, alright? Having heard apa yang Hari cakap tu memang semangat berkobar-kobar, memang tak boleh tidur malam ni lah, memang semangat lah. So, at this moment kan, do you see Manchester United still as a rival?
Traditionally memang lah. I mean like currently the team memang you're not our rival lah. We don't really care. I mean, but traditionally and historically Manchester United will always be our rival lah. Kan? Like those days, even when even under Roy Hodgson also, Liverpool was still your rival. Kan? We're still your rival. So same goes now. So of course, beating Manchester United is playing Manchester United is the biggest game of the season. Regardless. But anyway, Hari, thanks for singing kan. So I dah tak boleh nyanyi lah malam ni.
You dah blacklisted dah. I dah sedia tau. Nyanyi terus tendang. That is the thing. Nyanyi terus tendang. Okay, so let me move on to the Red Devils. Okay, let's start with Pijal. Alright, Pijal. Having heard what our rivals blah blah blah, you know, the usual stuff. So of course, with our recent performance not very convincing at this moment. So how do you feel going into the Liverpool game this Wednesday?
Macam biasa lah, lawan Liverpool macam cakap lah, even though we are now in a bad performance, but then last night kita dapat hat-trick from GOAT. The real GOAT the real GOAT, bukan
not the camel. The
one that be good. Maksudnya orang kata just because they help a team yang menang first Premier League title in 30 years, suddenly people are calling him a GOAT. No. That is not a GOAT. But going into this Liverpool game, it's a big game. It's a must-win game. There's an added initiative, added incentive for them to ensure the title are not going to the Anfield this season. So the players must be buzzing lah nak lawan dengan Liverpool ni. Memang confident lah, memang boleh confident. I think I don't know lah, macam Hari kan dia kata dia confident. For my United part pun, for me I also confident that we can exploit those weakness yang memang I rasa boleh nampak some of the weakness yang ada dekat Liverpool punya team. Yeah. So I think Ralf Rangnick gonna do his like this magic wand lah, kata we can beat Liverpool.
Magic Rotan, he's the professor. He's the teacher of Klopp, you know. He's the teacher of Klopp.
Betul.
You know? That's the thing.
Betul. Plus. Ya, anak murid kena hormat cikgu kan, bagilah.
That's why.
Sometimes anak murid lagi bagus cikgu.
Oh.
Yeah, most of the time.
I think in this case, it's definitely the case lah.
It depends also on the students that the teacher is teaching also, you see. Okay, so Raj, let me ask you this thing. Okay, having heard especially what Hari said, apparently I think he's taking Manchester United very, very lightly. I mean, despite all of our, you know, a bit of a, I would say, not up to par type of performance, do you think that we can actually spark something for this game on Wednesday?
It all depends on how the team turns up, I would say. Who plays, who does not play, manager's choice matters. But United, if they play to their strengths, we still stand a chance. I think the entire United fan base is still bitter from that 5-0 drubbing at Old Trafford. Definitely, we are playing at Anfield. It was known as one field in one of the United versus Liverpool encounters. I think you all might remember that. So let's hope now it becomes the GOAT field come Wednesday. So the real GOAT versus Camel. So I feel that yesterday Ronaldo actually answered his critics after another encounter with Everton, which ended up in a sour note. I think you all remember what happened after the game. And the thing is, to be honest, United are playing without a proper centre back for an entire season. We are playing with 10 players, and we are still getting results here and there due to individual brilliance by David De Gea and as well as Cristiano Ronaldo from time to time. And we have not been playing with a proper CDM for 4 seasons. And still, Liverpool fans feel that United are still a threat. I mean, I'm not talking about Sham or Hari per se, but most of the Liverpool fans are still looking at us and they are still comparing us, which means we are still relevant. And you guys just won one Premier League in the last 30 years. Your first ever Premier League, congratulations for that. But this game is also important for United because we are still in the hunt for top 4 slot. So it's not a dead rubber for Manchester United to play. There's still a lot of things to play. the players will actually take, to a certain extent, the leaders in the team like Cristiano Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, just to call a few, will actually take it upon themselves, and the youngsters like Anthony Ilanga will want to impress. So I feel that United will take this game seriously. Let's see what happens.
Okay, Hari, question to you. Okay, what do you think, right, about the current Manchester United squad? And also, do you see any similarities between the current United squad and the way that they are performing and whatnot with regards to Liverpool pre-club?
That's a really good question, Dom. So, I think the United squad currently is, in terms of the quality you have, the quality of players you have, is actually way better than any of the squads pre-club. I mean, during the time under Roy Evans, for example, Gerard Houllier, Rafa Benitez, we never had a squad with as many talented players as you guys have. You guys have a lot of world-class players actually in the squad right now, and it's across the pitch. But it's a highly underperforming squad, and it's a highly underperforming squad, not under your current manager alone, under Solskjaer, under, you can say, even Van Gaal, you can say even Mourinho. So for me, like I said, I mean, it's not relevant because it's United. I'm a Liverpool fan, and I like to see the demise of United. But just from looking from out to in, it seems that it's not a managerial issue. It's the players have some of these players have too much egos. I think there's a lot of infighting. I think there are a lot of cliques. It's very clear. I think even when you watch the game, there seem to be a lot of cliques because in terms of actually individual quality, it's at a very, very high standard. It's an underperforming squad. There's super inflated egos in that squad, and that's the difference. So if you look at all pre-club squads, we always had a squad that didn't have as much quality as a United squad now, which is why we didn't win the league, etc. It was down to a quality issue in certain departments on the field, or it was down to a managerial quality issue. So an example is Brendan Rodgers. When we could have won the league, for example, we had deficiencies in the squad in certain areas. Suarez was taking us to the title. But if you remember the game against Chelsea, Brendan Rodgers' inexperience went for a draw instead of, I mean, it could have gone for a draw instead of beating Chelsea and we would have won the league. He didn't. So I think in the past, it's been an issue in Liverpool. It's been a squad depth issue, quality issue, as well as managers. Whereas I think for the United squad now, you have all the quality in the world, but it's underperforming. It's a super inflated squad in terms of ego, and that's the reason why you guys are failing, which is a big issue, to be honest.
Okay, Syam, Natania, okay, because banyak Liverpool fan, right, they consider the 2019 team the strongest, the best team in the Premier League of recent years lah. So apa pendapat you tentang statement tu, and then compare team yang 2019 with the current team?
I'm not one of those lah, saying that 2019 was the best squad in Premier League history. I don't think so. I think the current squad is much better than the 2019 squad.
Agreed, man. 100% agreed.
Yeah. So comparing those two, it's easier for me to answer. I think this squad sekarang ni is more complete. We have all-round squad. We can rotate the front five, actually including Origi and also Minamino, not to forget them, in the cup run. So we have a complete squad. But to be the greatest, of course, we have to win everything lah. I know that. But we are still on course for that. So there's still hope. So I know people, you guys talking about comparing with 99 squad. To be fair lah, we wouldn't know lah what's. Kalau nak tahu, you have to play each other. We have to play each other, at the same time. But it's not possible, kan? So yeah, I think I don't want to answer that. I'm just saying that this current squad is better than 2019 squad. And if we win everything, then we have a case lah. We can talk about it lah.
But wouldn't you consider, like, yes, definitely the only way to find out if both of the teams play together, but also you can actually see the quality of the other teams around the team at that time. Because if you're talking about right this very moment, Liverpool, all right, in the Premier League, for example, who else? It's only a 2-horse race. It's only Man City. The other clubs are all struggling. Chelsea have their issues. Spurs is, up and down bottling. Arsenal, let's not talk about Arsenal. They basically are the biggest bottlers ever.
Same goes back in the days. There's only Arsenal who can challenge Manchester United. And even that, in 99, the squad yang Wenger ada tu wasn't that good, kan? Compared to 2001 and to 2004. So back in the days, you guys win everything, and the league is like walk in the park for you guys. So I think now
Okay.
Wait. Sham.
Go ahead, Rush. Go ahead,
We won the league in 1999, 2000, and 2001. 3 seasons in a row. We didn't win at 2019 period and then stop and then allow City to win another 2 titles before challenging again. And wait. Before I forget, we didn't blame our centre back getting injured as the reason for us to lose a league title.
Correct. Bingo.
Okay, that's a good point.
So the thing is the contention that, and City are playing without a striker the entirety of this season, and they played without a centre back when their first choice centre back got injured in 2019. So this comparison that Arsenal was not good in 1999, I feel doesn't really hold water.
Okay. Sham,
But
go
you
ahead,
must
Sham, go
remember, you must remember, Klopp only been here for like 5 years, and the first 6 years, Sir Alex Ferguson in charge in Manchester United, he didn't even win a single league title. So it takes time. Everything takes time, of course. But the foundation is there. I know you guys hoping that Klopp will leave as soon as possible, but I believe.
No. I
I disagree. I disagree.
How far it goes. You're right. From 2015 all the way to 2022, you have only 5 trophies to show, right?
But don't forget that. Please remember that he won the Champions League after 3 full seasons. 3 full seasons. It took Sir Alex Ferguson 13 years to win the first European Cup or Champions League, the first one. So, bro, of course, everybody has their point. Yeah. Okay.
Have to remember, Champions League back in the 90s, we have some great players. We have Zidane over there. We have much bigger team on the European. Currently, kita tak ada team yang the European team tu not as big as the one in the previous 90s.
Can I jump in?
Sure? Yeah,
Sure. Go ahead.
Can I jump in? Jump in a couple of things.
Sure. Right.
Number one, when you guys won a lot of things, and I respected the United squad, by the way, I'm not going to say that. The United squad, Alex Ferguson, I still think one of the best managers to ever grace the game. But when you guys were winning those titles, you never had to compete against a nation, the wealthiest nation you can say in the world, which is what City is. They have been foul playing with FIFA, UEFA regulations, financial fair play. We have had to do that. If not for them, we would have won 3 or 4 titles in that time. And
you can't say that.
Just give me a moment, because you mentioned something earlier which struck a chord with me. It speaks about misinformation that's been going around amongst United fan base, but also delusion to a certain extent. A United fan base, but other fan bases as well. When they said that last year, Liverpool used an excuse of 1 centre-back injured. We had all our centre-backs injured. And including our midfielders had to move into centre-back, so we didn't have any midfielders. Any squad in the world who could play like that and still finish third and qualify for the Champions League deserves utmost credit. So it was not 1 centre-back, it was all our centre-backs and our midfielders who had to move out to play centre-back many a times in the season. So I just wanted to clarify that, because it seems to be the misinformation. Virgil van Dijk injured, it crashed. No. If you look at the season this year, the best defender for Liverpool is not Virgil van Dijk, it's João Matip. He was out. Joe Gomez was out. Kabak was brought in. He went out injured as well. So I think I just want to clarify that, because we qualified for the Champions League last year without any centre backs playing, not one.
Okay, we actually got a good comment by Smurf here, right? Who was Sir Alex Ferguson when he joined United, and Klopp was very much established from Dortmund before joining Liverpool. So we got to take into consideration that as well. Okay, so we got. Let me just run through the comments, all right?
I feel like Howard Webb is back lah. Dom, are you Howard Webb or what?
One moment, let me just run through this comment first, all right? Okay, we got a comment here, a friendly comment by Josh. I'm glad we can still banter with Liverpool. We are far away from being a Premiership champion, unfortunately. But yeah, right now, at this very moment, I can see that United, we are pretty much at our lowest, all right, going against someone a team who is pretty much, I would say, established with the style of play and whatnot. Okay, so having said that, Pijal, what's your take on the current Liverpool squad?
Remember back in the days, when Sam Allardyce comment about this Liverpool team when Jurgen Klopp was manager, they kata this Liverpool team is actually, the tactic was always about a long ball team. Tahu. So kita boleh nampak memang I pun memang I dah all the way back even before ada JomUnited ni pun I dah cakap all the way back. This Liverpool team is actually a long ball team. They doesn't play this like attractive football everything. What they did was the ball from centre back always going to the wide, so the wide players will always do their magic. Tahu? Itu yang
That's not long ball. That's not long ball, bro.
That's a long ball.
That's not long ball. Long ball to do with. It's not long ball. Long ball football. Okay.
It's still a long ball. Samuel Allardyce pun dia buat tactic yang sama. Daripada defender dia banyak bagi kepada long ball pada atas. Then people are criticizing Samuel Allardyce because of oh kenapa dia main long ball macam-macam like, even masa zaman England pun banyak main long ball daripada defender bagi ke atas.
Ya, dia long ball terus pada Andy Carroll, bro. Terus pada striker.
It's still a long ball. Apa even kalau bagi pada Salah Mane, it's still a striker juga kan? It's still a forward player.
The forward player, yes.
Then it's still a long ball if you ask me. But then Liverpool squad as much as great as they are, there are also some weaknesses yang mana kita boleh detect. Macam for example, I think Liverpool fan also will recognize that Alexander-Arnold will be the weakness spot yang mana kita boleh try to exploit. And so as much as they are great, but then macam cakap lah, kalau kata kita memang there are some especially masa lawan City tu lah boleh nampak some of the weakness yang kita boleh exploit. Playing fast football, exploit the weakness of Trent Alexander-Arnold, everything gonna be okay. Yep.
Okay, Raj, question to you. All right, I'm just gonna get a bit more of a point from Hari earlier. He mentioned about our United squad. Okay, so our players right now, no doubt they're underperforming. Okay, but if, for example, if the manager do the right decision, as in playing the right personnels, okay, and players, they forget about their egos and then they do all their best, okay, play their hearts out with the passion because it's a derby after all. Do you think that you actually see a good team that can actually upset Liverpool?
There are players there who, if they play, can upset Liverpool. The thing is, sometimes it's down to the board, who's a bit delusional on certain players that have to play and should not play. I'm not talking about Liverpool at the moment. I'm talking about United per se. If they play the proper players, the proper centre-back combination, Matic starts at CDM, we stand a good chance. Because I think with Sancho and Ilanga can cause trouble to Liverpool's wing-backs. Because their wing-backs are not really good at tracking back. I think when you watch the game against City, you can see that there is a problem there. Right, and Matic needs to hold the fort, and he needs to actually have the assistance from Bruno Fernandes, probably Pogba or someone who plays alongside him as well. And I think they can actually play. The problem is, will the manager choose the right players? Right? If we play to our strengths, we have a good squad there. Right? Supply Ronaldo with the necessary firepower up front, we can still cause problems. I think we stand a good chance.
Okay, with regards to, speaking about Ronaldo and whatnot, so for Liverpool right now, there's this thing with Mo Salah trying to get a better contract and whatnot, Hari. So what's your take on this thing? Okay, because I mean, earlier you all mentioned that I think was Sham that mentioned that hopefully that Klopp leaves and whatnot. Actually, I would beg to differ, because if United, I think I speak for most United fans, if we were to, we want to come back, we want to make sure that our rivals are equally as strong as well, at their very best, and we beat them at their very best. That for us is a true great football club. All right. Personally, that's why I support United. Okay. So having said that, with the contract situation with Mo Salah and whatnot, do you think that it's a good idea, to actually give him a bigger wage and whatnot? And then are you worried that this might actually disrupt the wage structure, and then eventually it might cause some issues like what happened in United, and it's still happening in United?
Yeah, it's a really good question again, Coach Tom. So I'm very clear on my stance with this. With regards to Mo Salah, he's a world-class player. At one point in time this season, I would say, not now, but I think a few months ago, he was probably on current form the best in the world at that point in time, where everything was working for him. So he's still a quality player. You look at the last 5 years, the goal records, etc. So I think for a player like that, you have to give him a certain amount of money, but not what he wants. It depends on what he wants. So I think if he's asking for an astronomical number, you've got to strike a balance, because you've got to look after the wage structure as well. I think you pay him more than what you pay everyone else in the team. I think you make him the highest earner in the squad, the highest earner ever to play for Liverpool, but you don't go to the extent that he does. And I don't really know if he's after the money or he's after the length of contract. So I think that's the detail of that is not out yet. But I think you've got to hit a compromise, and he's got to make a compromise as well. If he just wants it his way, then I think as a club, we have to stand firm at that point in time and say, wish him the best of luck, because he's got to look after himself maybe. But I mean, as a club, I mean, we've seen it in the past. We have lost players, we've replaced them. I mean, we've brought in Luis Diaz, we've brought in Jota, who are quality players. So I think we've got to trust our scouting department. We've got to trust our structure, which has worked really well for us, and that we can bring in someone and groom them to be the next Mo Salah, for example. I mean, if you remember, Mo Salah was brought in from Roma, where really everyone thought he was a flop in the Premier League, will never do it, and Klopp turned him. So I think it's the same with Diaz, the same with Mane, the same with Jota. So you've got to trust. I fully trust the ownership, and I trust the manager and the senior management of our squad. I mean, of our team, and I think that's where we've got it right, and I think that's where United have to get it right. Actually, to be honest, I think that's the flaw in United, the structure above. You get that right, then I fully trust the board to get it right. If they can't reach a compromise, and he's not willing to compromise at that point in time, then you wish him the best of luck, and we get someone else in to replace him.
Okay, Sham, what's your take on that also? Mo Salah, if just say he were to, you couldn't reach a compromise, he were to leave the club, would you, as a fan, would you want him to stay and whatnot?
I want him to stay. Mo Salah, for me, the front five, Mo Salah owns the right wing. You can replace the other four, but Mo Salah, that is his position. Maybe Mane and Diaz can play there as well, but Mo Salah is the only left footer in our front five, and he can cut back and use his magical left foot. So I want Mo Salah to stay, of course, but if he doesn't, sign the contract and he goes, then I'm pretty much like Hari also. I trust Klopp. He will find a replacement, but there's not many can replace what Mo Salah does in Liverpool. So it's the answer for me is I want Mo Salah to stay.
Okay, we got a comment by Josh. Structure is critical. No player is bigger than the club. Reach a ceiling, and anything more, we wish them good luck. Okay, so Raj, let's talk about big club mentality okay, with regards to, like Sham saying that if at best they want Mo Salah to stay, but based on United, our experiences, our good old days and whatnot what do you think about the way that we actually, move players on at their peak, when they are at their prime, not when they are going downhill? What's your take on that?
Moving a player at his prime. My question is Mo Salah at his prime? I think it's already 29 or 30, right?
Yeah, he's turning 30, I think.
Yeah, he's turning 30. So, and that is a problem for Liverpool to actually think over. But in so far as United is concerned, I agree with the no player is bigger than the club notion. I think there was a rumor that they are offering Pogba 500,000 a week, which is crazy amount of money. If you're going to do that, that means more players will come here just for the money and not for the performances. Like I say, the board is the problem. The board is the problem. We have the good players. We have the talent. We have the youngsters. The problem is the board is still pressuring the manager to pick certain players. That is the actual problem at the club. So wage structure and a player's willingness to stay. There must be a willingness to play for the badge that they wear. That's the most important thing, more than anything else. So insofar as wage structure is concerned, it has to be reasonable. But if they are demanding astronomical wages, then they should leave.
Can I sorry to disturb you, question, but can I just ask a question that I'm curious about from the United fans in the panel?
Sure. Go ahead.
Are you guys for having watched the season the way it's planned out so far? Are you guys in agreement to Ronaldo being a part of that squad for United going into next season, or not? For example, I'm just very curious because I know at the start of the season there was a real buzz. The GOAT is coming home, etc. And obviously he's been the best player for you guys as well. But I know he's contributed goals, etc. But has that disrupted the squad in any way? So just curious to know you guys' thoughts on it.
Okay,
I would
maybe
keep Ronaldo if we can get the spine right. The spine is the problem at Manchester United. The players, the central defensive midfielder, our captain is the problem. I would readily admit it. I mean, as much as this is about Liverpool, Manchester United, and how we go forth and all those things. But the problem is there are certain players who are not Manchester United quality who are being in that squad. And Ronaldo is definitely not one of them. He has got 15 goals in the league this season. Salah has 20. Only 5 goals difference between Ronaldo and Salah. Ronaldo is 37 years old. He can still deliver. If you play him correctly, you play the balls to him, you give him the opportunities, he will get you the goals. So as far as I'm concerned, Ronaldo is not finished. If we can get the proper players, I don't know if Eric Ten Hag is the actual manager who's going to come in next season. If he's okay with keeping and Ronaldo is agreeable to play as part of the team, then I think it should be fine. But Ronaldo is not part of the problem. I would like to repeat that. A lot of people think that he's part of the problem. As a Manchester United fan, Ronaldo is not the problem. He is, in fact, the solution because he has got more than 20 goals this season for us.
16,
Yeah,
bro.
So maybe
16.
maybe 16,
16.
15. He said
16.
League
What?
15,
League
altogether
15.
No,
21.
no, no. He's got one in Everton last week.
He's
The,
got
the
one.
phone. The phone.
Oh.
Aduh.
I have to rub in, bro. I have to rub in.
Hey, you are being passionate. You know,
Yeah,
supporting
yeah,
our
yeah.
good and
Similar,
whatnot,
similar like how
oh, man.
Suarez bites people. So I
Yeah,
think
exactly.
it's nothing surprising.
Okay, so Pijal, maybe you can add on to that with regards to, Raj actually mentioned about Eric Ten Hag and whatnot. Okay, so United fans right now, we actually see Eric Ten Hag as someone who is competent and whatnot. Okay, a lot of buzz surrounding him as an up and coming manager and whatnot. So do you think that he has what it takes to actually rebuild Manchester United? And also, how long do you think before we can actually sit again in this room, this virtual room, and argue on pretty much on the same, same level with these Liverpool fellas?
Don't worry, Dom. Next season, kalau diorang menang title pun, we will still sit in the same room. We're gonna talk about the rivalry between us and Liverpool. Don't worry about that. Okay, regardless of that Ten Hag, yes, Ten Hag is up and coming manager. He has that potential. We saw that with Ajax, kan, because Ajax haven't won some cups, and suddenly when dia datang, dia menang title ke menang cup dengan Ten Hag. So there's a positive vibe on Eric Ten Hag. Unfortunately, regarding Ronaldo, if you ask me, I really want him to stay for next season, but not the main players. Let's use him wisely in terms of memang maybe there are some big game dia main, maybe there are some small game pun dia main juga. Tapi but don't use him as a main striker for us. Find someone yang memang more energetic, more that can place or suits the Eric Ten Hag style. That orang kata, some people say the game pressing lah, the high pressing punya style. Some people say that dia ada ala Klopp punya style kan. Maksudnya the front three tu memang high pressing terus. Yeah. I really want to see that lah. We can still have Ronaldo for next season, but I don't think I want to see him as our main striker lah. But regarding how long is it going to take, don't worry. Next season we're still going to talk about Liverpool. Liverpool are still going to talk about United. But regarding us challenging, I'm just going to give Ten Hag around 2 or 3 seasons lah, in order for us competing again with Liverpool or even Man City.
Okay, going to this game this Wednesday. All right, Hari, who would you pick as your first 11 for this game?
So I think we'll go with I think the back five is pretty standard. We'll go with Alisson has to start. I think on the right, Trent Alexander-Arnold starts. On the left is debatable actually. I think Robertson will start because he's number one choice, but Tsimikas has been in really good form whenever he's played. And Robertson, I thought against City yesterday was a bit dodgy on a few occasions. So that's a bit close, but I think he'll still go with Robertson. And then in defense, I think Van Dijk plays. And the big question, I think, do you keep Konate in the squad, who's in the starting lineup, who scored 3 goals in the last 3, or do you bring Matip back in? It's a very tricky one, that one. But I think I personally will go with Konate, because I think he's on form. He's getting goals, set pieces as well, and he's got pace at the back. So I would go with Konate. And then in midfield, I think Fabinho has to play. I would like to see Fabinho, Keita, and Thiago, because I thought they were outstanding yesterday as a three, but I don't think that will happen because of the last few days gap. So I think it will go Fabinho. I think Jordan Henderson will start, and I think Thiago will start as the three in the middle of the park. And then up top, this is the tricky one for Liverpool fans, right? Who do you go with? Mane played Mane came off, so I think Mane plays. I think Luis Diaz will play as well. And then I think the third slot will probably be more. I think he might go with the same three. Actually, I'm going to change it around. I think Jota plays. I think Mane will play, and I think Salah will play. I think those are the three he'll go with.
Yeah.
Okay, Raj, how about Manchester United? If you're Ralph Rangnick, okay, with no influence from the board or whatnot, who would you start for the game?
David De Gea in goal. Centre back combination of Lindelof and Eric Bailly. I think on the left I'll play Alex Telles because Shaw is injured, if I'm not mistaken. Right back, Dalot. center midfield, center defensive midfield, we only have one in the entire squad, which is Matic. He's automatically playing. Pogba and Bruno Fernandes ahead of Matic. And the front three will be Ilanga, Sancho, and Ronaldo.
Okay, so Sham, as a Liverpool fan, right? So any areas of Manchester United that you are worried about that might be a threat to Liverpool?
A threat to Liverpool is got to be Ronaldo, bro. Ronaldo always a threat to any team actually. So if he's playing this Wednesday, so he's the key man for you guys lah. And also maybe Sancho also. Sancho is actually a good dribbler. Actually, previously or those days, I used to like if he's not playing for Manchester United, I used to like Marcus Rashford actually, but and also Paul Pogba if he's not playing for Manchester United. But those players not performing well right now. So, but we never know again. This rivalry, it is something different. Sometimes players can step up. Hopefully not. But yeah, Sancho, Ronaldo, and maybe I rate Paul Pogba more than Bruno Fernandes. For me, Paul Pogba should be the best midfield player in the league, but he's not doing it which is good on our perspective. But it's a shame because he's a good player, and people still talk about that. People will still always talk about Paul Pogba and his potential.
Just a quick question: is McTominay and Fred injured for the game or?
At the moment, they are
highly
injured.
unlikely to play.
Even Varane is also injured. Actually, we are having a lot of injuries right now at this moment as well. And then we can actually, I mean, based on what Sham is saying right now with Pogba and whatnot, I don't think he's mentally he's there at the moment lah. At the moment, but we never know if he turns up. You know, it's a derby after all. He could actually show his usual. I mean, once in a while masterclass performance.
I mean, to just add, Dom, based on how they played on Saturday, I think instead of Pogba or Bruno Fernandes, you can play Lingard there. As much as I don't like Lingard, I'm not a big fan of him. He actually played well against Norwich.
He was solid that day. Yeah, he was solid. I was surprised that actually
he can cause problems with his pass and goals and all those things, and pierce the midfield, the defense.
Okay, Pijal, question to you. So, I know that I haven't asked the Liverpool guys yet because basically if they were to exploit us, they can exploit us for so many different angles. So I'm just going to ask you first. So how do we contain Liverpool as much as possible? Okay, and what is our best tactic or strategy to actually to contain them and also possibly nick a goal or two?
I think the game against Chelsea masa mereka carry interim of the interim tu is a perfect example. I think something that we can ataupun Raf Rani can do in terms of absorbing all the attacks, because teams are in good form, they are confident, they are more likely hold the ball more, the possession more, they're going to get those ball out. So apa yang I think yang Raf Rani boleh buat is that do like Michael Carrick United, put 3 CDS that memang very consistent and have 3 up top player that very fast, that very mobile, that very fast, that can exploit those areas, especially on the right side of Liverpool. Kita boleh exploit Trent Alexander-Arnold macam Rash kata tadi. I memang agree kalau katakan kalau Lingard boleh main dan dia boleh exploit Trent Alexander-Arnold, dia boleh buat, because I believe macam cakap dia boleh main this short passing. Trent Alexander-Arnold dia satu je, main bola laju dekat area dia akan pening kepala tu je. Tapi kalau katakan memang tapi the thing is that kita kena make sure that memang kita exploit the area lah. Once kita dapat exploit the area, then the Liverpool dia ada back three ni mungkin Van Dijk tu exception lah, dia akan crumble sikit lah. So I'm sure kita boleh exploit the area lah. But for me, I just want to see this very disciplined, very compact midfield yang memang boleh contain all those attackers. Dan especially for me, I'm worried about Mane rather than Salah, because Mane is very mobile punya player lah. Dia boleh lari kat mana-mana pun, tahu-tahu je sampai depan goal. So if we can be that disciplined, I'm sure we can at least nick 1 or 2 goal against Liverpool lah.
Okay, I'm going to throw the ball back to Hari. So which area or maybe there's none do you think you can exploit in Manchester United?
Oh wow! I think I quickly mentioned the area y'all can exploit Liverpool as well. I think Pijal is right. It's the right. It's more our high line actually. It's not. I mean, I know that people talk about the right right back threat, but it's our high line. We play a very high line. So if you play a ball over the top, but you've got to have well-timed runs. Most of the time, we bank on the fact that the runs are not well-timed and we put a lot of pressure on the ball. So you can't get the ball in at the right time and you can't make the right runs. But if you have the right player like Lingard making a deep run from midfield, good timing, good ball over the top, then you guys can exploit that. Where can we exploit United? Oh my God. I think, we spoke about your...
10 seconds, 10 seconds.
I asked you about McTominay and Fred. The reason I asked is because I actually rate Fred. Don't know about McTominay, but I rate Fred. And why I rate Fred is I think if he played, I think Man City was in for him at one point in time when you guys bought him. There was a reason they were in for him. There's a reason he starts for Brazil, sometimes over Fabinho. I think he's got really good legs. He's got a lot of energy, and I think he's got ability. I just think he's playing in a team, like I said, with players who are very individual and playing for themselves. So I rate him. So the fact that he's not playing, I'm very excited because I think we can exploit your midfield. I don't think you have enough legs in midfield. Pogba is ill-disciplined when he plays in there. Matic, as good a defensive midfielder as he's been through the years, he doesn't have the legs now. And I think our strength is legs in midfield, which is when Henderson, Fabinho, Thiago, Keita play. There's a lot of legs, a lot of energy in midfield. I think we can press you guys there and exploit that area. And of course, the other area I'm going to talk about, I'm not going to talk about everything else, but I don't rate your centre-backs at all. I think the man who's the captain for your club shouldn't be the captain for your club.
Thank you.
I
thank you.
I think if our three attackers are on song, I think we really exploit that centre back area for you guys big time as well. So those are the main areas I would say in midfield and also in the centre back, which is basically the spine of your squad. So yeah, that's where I see where we can exploit United.
Okay, so let's do a quick round robin. All right, score predictions. Hari, I'm just going to start with you first. Score predictions for the game this Wednesday. Don't hold back. Come on, man, don't hold back because the chats, they're actually saying that you guys are being very reserved, very respectful and whatnot. Whether I paid you guys or something like that or whatnot.
No. So I think we win this quite comfortably. I think United will score. Because if you notice, Benfica scored against us as well. I think we get a bit complacent sometimes in games like yesterday as well. 3-0 up, a bit comfortable, and then we conceded a couple of goals. I think United will score, but they will score one. And I think they will score late. And that's because we get complacent. I think we win this 4-1.
Okay, Sham, how about you, Sham?
Exactly the same, bro. He took that out of my mouth. So I'm going for 4-1 prediction as well. For Liverpool, of course.
Okay, Raj, score prediction.
2-1 United.
Yeah.
Sama. Tak tahu kenapa sing lah. MU dengan Liverpool ni dia sing lah. Sama 2-1. MU kena win.
To be honest, in a way also, I feel that the players will turn up for this one.
It's an important game, knowing the ramifications of the game. I think it's going to be a good contest. The only thing is, I think every United fan knows this. When we play with Maguire, we are already down with 10 men in the start of the game itself. So how we are going to perform with him, that's the question. The best thing is to drop him, but I don't understand why from international managers to English managers, all they just don't want to drop him. Maybe he keeps some nude photos of the managers or whatnot. I don't know. But the thing is, we know the problem, but I think the players will step up. We will see some difference.
I think a key player for United tomorrow is David De Gea, by the way. I genuinely think he's been outstanding, and I think he could keep you guys in the game for a certain period of time, or he could keep the score down, whichever. Because, if we only had three attackers like we had in the past with Firmino, Salah, and Mane, I wouldn't have gone for such a big scoreline because we have been playing too many games of late. But because we're able to rotate that front line and midfield, I think we score goals.
I'm going to go with a 2-1 win, United. I got a feeling somehow that we are going to do it this time around, all right? We are going to smash your chances of winning the title. When you talk about the quadruple, forget about it, all right? It's only maybe, you all just got the Mickey Mouse Cup, is it? You just keep that, that is good enough for you guys, all right? So you can just dream on with the quadruple and whatnot, right? So guys, we are at the end of our show, all right? Thank you, Sham. Thank you, Hari, for joining us. Thank you for being a good sport. All right. No, are you going to do it? Oh my God.
No.
Hey, Cham, do it. Cham, do it.
By the way, guys, don't forget, hashtag #MyRedRivals. Tweet and vote and share your love for your clubs. Hashtag Undi United. Hashtag Kasih Kop. All right, Kasih Kop. All right. Thank you so much again, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you guys in the next episode. All right. Good night.
Cheers, guys. Thanks.